But I'd like to introduce Katie Afton, a certified rock-steady boxing coach who, in her free time, works with Title A2 members who are fighting against Parkinson's disease. She is passionate about working with patients and boxers and their caregivers to design and deliver exercise programs proven to slow the progression of this life-changing disease. In her full-time work, she is a clinical research coordinator in the Department of Cardiac Surgery at Michigan Medicine. Thank you, Katie.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me. I don't need to use my trainer voice, as some of my people in here know. My name is Katie. I am one of our head coaches over at Title Boxing for the Rock Steady Boxing Program. And in a minute, you'll also see one of our other trainers, Deondre Anderson, who will lead us through an interactive piece, along with one of our members who I roped into doing something today. So, the history of Rock Steady Boxing. Rock Steady Boxing was founded in Indianapolis in 2006. Scott Newman, the founder, was diagnosed with Parkinson's at the age of 39. And he had a friend who actually was a Golden Gloves boxer. For those of you who know about boxing, it's a competitive side of boxing. But he found that when he was training in the non-contact gym with his friend, that it was lessening his Parkinson's symptoms. So Rock Steady was initially a program to help people with young onset Parkinson's. But over the course of many years, the program's evolved, and we now are able to help people at all stages. Currently, there are 182 affiliates. You can always find the locations of those affiliates by going to Rock Steady Boxing's website. They have a map with all of the different locations around the state of Michigan. We also have a computer in the back where if you don't live right here in Ann Arbor but want more information, we can try and help you find one close to you. There are affiliates in all 50 states in the U.S., so we have people, some of our members who maybe head to Florida during the winter, they go to affiliates down there during the winter and then come back to us in the summer. They're in 15 countries and 6 different continents. So Rock Steady Boxing at Title Ann Arbor. We became an affiliate in 2023. We were lucky enough to have 2 members of the Title family, Michaela Lowe and Kathy Bennett, who both work with Parkinson's. Michaela is an occupational therapist, and Kathy is an RN over in Brighton. And then with the support of Dr. Spears, we were able to launch this program and get people started in it. We offer 5 classes a week, so we initially started with 3 classes. We now offer 5 because we've expanded. Those classes are Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and anyone is welcome to come watch at any time. Our classes Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday that are open to be watched are at 2 p.m. And we like to say in our Rock Steady group, we are more than a class, we're a community. So we really are just our little Rock Steady family. Why boxing? There are several medical studies that have been done that conclude that moderate to high intensity exercise can actually help to slow the progression of the disease. So you need to get 150 minutes of moderate to high intensity workout in order to help slow the progression. I just want to mention this because exercise done at the voluntary rate, such as walking, although great for your health, is not part of that. You need to push yourself outside of that comfort zone, raise that heart rate in order to see those benefits of helping to slow the progression of the disease. Again, why boxing? ESPN actually ranked boxing as the most intense form of physical training. They compared it to 60 sports, including hockey, football, rugby, all of those, and boxing is the most intense form of physical training for any person to partake in. This was ranked on all sorts of different levels: the balance, hand-eye coordination, speed of movement, agility, muscle power, rhythm, and mental focus are all components of boxing that we work on in the gym with all of our boxers. So, if moderate to high intensity exercise is going to help slow the progression of the disease, and boxing's the most physically intense form of training, then it just makes sense that boxing would help slow the progression of Parkinson's. So we just heard a little bit about fear of falling. In 2021, a study was done that reported that fear of falling was an independent factor that negatively affected the quality of life in those living with Parkinson's disease. It limits social activity, daily function, and confidence. which could lead people to not leave the house, stay in their chair all day. So it just sort of makes sense that it would decrease your quality of life if you're not getting out and living your life like you normally would. The authors of this study recommended interventions for the Parkinson's population that address balance and balance confidence in order to maximize quality of life. So RSB and balance. There are several studies that were published in the first half of 2021 that reported improved balance and function for those living with Parkinson's who participate in community-based programs like Rock Steady Boxing. Several of these authors actually reported statistically significant improvement in several balance measures. Some of these balance measures are the Fullerton assessment of balance, the timed up and go, and the 30-second sit to stand. All of which those tests, my boxers in here know that that was part of your assessment when you guys joined us. So the reason we do that is to assess your balance when you get going with us. And again, another study analyzed falls in boxing participants living with Parkinson's, and they actually found an 87% reduction in self-reported falls for boxers who had been participating in community-based boxing for 16 months or longer. So together, all of these studies demonstrate that those living with Parkinson's who participate in Rock Steady Boxing do have improved balance and less falls. The RSB curriculum. So those of us who are your trainers in Rock Steady have gone through training in Indianapolis, learning all of the curriculum of the Rock Steady Boxing program. There's a balance component to that curriculum, and this begins with helping our boxers get into a wide stance. So all of our boxers know you've got to have your boxing stance, that wide stance, and this is what Deondre is going to teach all of you guys to get into here in a minute. This boxing stance allows for greater confidence, postural stability when reaching forward, when moving around, walking, turning. You're going to have that wide stance, lowers that center of gravity, keeps you in a balanced position. And all activities in our class are done in this boxing stance, so we will remind you over and over again, check your stance, check your stance. And the intention of this is to increase your confidence and comfortability with the stance so that hopefully it carries over into your daily life. When you're doing the dishes, when you're walking around your house, you keep that wide base and keep yourself balanced, hopefully helping to increase that quality of life. Falls. Like we said, we talked about that fear of falling. Everybody's going to fall at some point. So what we do in class is we encourage our boxers to get really comfortable with the floor. We'll do exercises where you get down onto the ground and work on getting back up so that you have the strength in your legs to get up from the ground. We also do core lying on the ground. And it just is an opportunity for everybody to become comfortable with the floor in a safe and supervised space with coaches there to guide you through everything. And so reducing that fear and anxiety with the floor can help to lessen that fear of falling that we were talking about. So what we do in class, we do balance drills, we do core strengthening exercises, we teach strategies for maintaining good balance with your movement throughout the day. Every portion of our class will have some key component of working on that balance, whether it's standing at the boxing bag or working in that balance station, or like I mentioned, that core piece. Even though you're lying on the floor, you're still working on balance. Class starts with a warm-up where we all get to know each other, chat, slowly warm up our bodies, get our bodies ready for a workout. Then we go into stations where we work on balance, posture, strength, footwork, fine motor, and then some boxing-specific drills. And these will change. Each class will have slightly different stations, but a lot of them will be working the same muscle groups for repetition so that you guys can get stronger. Specifically for balance, we use a lot of Bosu balls. We do balance beam, one leg standing drills, stuff like that. And with that, we always have volunteers and coaches spotting people. So you're never going to be thrown into a balance exercise completely on your own without having somebody there to safely spot you while you're doing it. After those stations, we go into the boxing rounds at the heavy bag. So you'll put your gloves on and you go up to that heavy bag and you start punching. And us coaches will be yelling numbers at you. We turn the music up. It gets really fun. This seems to be a lot of people's favorite part. I love it. It also helps get out some of that aggression and just some of those feelings that you might have. After that, we go into core. Like I said, we do core on the ground, but we do also offer a seated core for those who don't yet feel comfortable or are not physically able to get themselves down onto the ground. So we'll still be working those core muscles from a seated position or from the floor. And that is offered during the 2 o'clock class every time we have that floor core and that seated core. So every aspect and portion of our class helps to challenge our boxers and work on improving their balance, which is what we are here to talk about. So next steps, if you guys are interested in Rocksteady, I do just want to mention that an assessment is required before you participate in class. This is so us coaches know where you are at with your balance. We'll do the Fullerton assessment. We will do that timed up and go and the 30-second sit to stand, as well as get some information about you, about your medical history, what symptoms you guys are dealing with, just so that we have a better idea of how we can help you. And we kind of tailor our class to the boxers that we have. We've got more information back at our table, business cards, our brochures with the phone number, and listed up here is our location. We are over by Arbor Farms, Goldfish Swim School, the Ace Hardware. Usually people know Goldfish when we say that. And our phone number is listed here, and I've also put my email address. So now we're going to have Deondre come on up with Glenn, who I definitely roped into this like 10 minutes before it started. Glenn has been boxing with us since February, and Deondre is one of our trainers.
Hello, everybody. Can y'all hear me okay? Thumbs up? Okay, cool. This is Glenn. He's been boxing with us for like 4 months now. I'm going to show you guys how he will get into his boxer stance. He's a right-handed person, so he'll stand right here just like this. He'll take 1 step forward with his left foot, just like that. Turn his feet 45 degrees to the right, and it balances him there, from right there, okay? So we teach everybody that the very first day, right-handed, they do their left foot, left-handed people will step with their right foot, then turn their feet to the left, okay? Now, when he's stepping, he'll step to the right, stepping with his right foot first, then his left foot. Maintaining his boxer stance, that's that center of gravity that everybody wants, that balance part of the class. And then when he steps to his left foot first, then the right foot, okay? Now, we do punches by numbers. There's 6 punches. We got the 1, 2, which is your straight punches. We got the 3, 4, which are your hooks. We got the 5, and then 6, which are your uppercuts. He's just going to show a couple of the punches. I'm going to walk through it slowly. So we'll go 1, here, 1, good, 1, 2, good, 1, 2, 3, good. Now we're going to step right, okay? So we're going to step right, good, 1, good, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, good. Now I'm going to step left, good, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Good. We're going to step forward. When we step forward, we're going to step with our front foot first, then our back foot. Bring it back up with you. So we're still maintaining that stance, and when we step back, we step with our back foot, then our front foot. Like I said, maintain that boxer stance. 1, good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, good. 1, 1, there we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, good. Give me a couple 5s. 5, 6, good. 5, 6. Let's go 5, 6, 3, okay? 5, 6, 3. Good. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And that's all I have for you today.
So now if everybody wants to try, we'll teach you how to get into your stance. So you guys can stand up if you want. Don't all stand up at once. Perfect. So we're all going to start with those feet hip width apart. And then I want you to raise the hand that you write with. Okay? You're going to take a big step forward with that opposite foot. So I write with my right hand, I'm stepping forward with my left foot. Turn those feet about 45 degrees. For those of us righties, we turn ours right. For those lefties, left. Those hands are always going to come down into your guard here. Hands by the face. We'll remind you to do this because otherwise we're going to hit you. Just kidding, we don't actually. We don't. And the elbows are going to stay in. So now we're all going to practice. I want everybody to take a step forward, taking a step with that front foot first, and then that back foot will follow. Good. And now let's take a step back. So you're going to lead with that back foot first, and then that front foot will follow. Okay, let's try going to the right. Take a step to the right with that right foot first, that left foot follows. And then take a step to the left foot first, right foot follows. Okay, let's take 2 steps forward now. So front foot, then back foot follows, then again front foot, back foot follows. Awesome. Take 1 step back. Now everybody look down at your feet. Are you still in your good wide boxing stance, or have your feet come closer together? If they have, you can fix it. That's what we'll be watching for when we say check your stance, check your stance. Okay, so that is how we go through the boxing stance with everybody. This is Emily, by the way. She snuck up here because she's our lefty, our southpaw boxer. Oh, well, there you go. So for those of you that are left-handed, I'm always like, go with Emily because she's a natural at it. For me, it takes a little bit of messing with my brain to get into your stance. Does anybody have any questions for us? I don't know how we're doing on time even, so. 2 minutes? If anybody has any questions, feel free. Otherwise, we'll be at our table and you can always ask us questions. The cost varies depending on how many classes you want to take. So it starts anywhere from $89 up to $119 per month, based on how many classes you're going to attend each week. We do also have scholarships available for people who are not able to afford that. We do understand that some of you are on fixed incomes and it might not fit into that. And then we also have had experience with some of our boxers being able to submit invoices that I will email to you to their insurance and getting reimbursement in some form. Yep.
I have a very brief question.
Okay.
Does anybody ever miss a punch?
Well, what do you mean, does anybody miss a punch? Like when you're punching those mitts?
Well, I mean, the punch goes
Next to the bag? Sometimes, yeah, I think we all miss a punch some days. I do, I know that. But the bags are pretty big, so the targets that you're hitting at are pretty big. And the key for us when we call out these combos for you in class is just have fun and keep your body moving. So even if you miss the 3 all the time and you just want to do those 1-2s, as long as you're moving, we are happy. We want you hitting that bag. And when we're holding those mitts for you, we're trained to do that, so we'll actually catch your punch. So if I see it coming, if my target's here and I see it coming at my face, I'm going to move it because that's my job to defend myself, to move those mitts. So, and you're never going to be hitting at somebody except for one of the trainers. We're the only ones who hold the mitts. You'll never be boxing against another person. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys so much. My name is Lori Gum. I'm the Advancement Director for the Great Lakes Chapter of the Parkinson's Foundation. Great Lakes Chapter means Ohio and Michigan. I am located in Columbus, but will travel, as you can see today. I want to thank you all for coming here. I met a lot of you at the registration table. It's so nice to meet each and every one of you. We're thrilled to be in Ann Arbor. We're thrilled with our partnership for the University of Michigan and Laura Zetlin, who's really become our partner to bring our resources here and to get to know you better. Again, thank you to our dear friends at Supernus, Acadia, and Amneal. I mean it. We couldn't do this without their support. heart, and especially to Dr. Garwood, Dr. Kodagal, and Katie back there with Rocksteady Boxing. Thank you very much. Want to remind you, on your desk is an evaluation. If you could fill that out and leave that with Laura or myself, we'd appreciate that. It helps us make sure that we're covering everything that you need us to cover. So please give us any suggestions and let us know how we're doing. I would also, since we're relatively new to the Ann Arbor area, I'd like to suggest that maybe you consider becoming a Parkinson's Foundation volunteer. We're going to be coming back to Ann Arbor a lot more. We need help with events like this and other that will be coming up. And we have what's called a Parkinson's Foundation Ambassador, and you go through a short training and you learn a lot about Parkinson's, and you learn about all of the resources that the foundation can bring to the PD community. So just email you, Laura. Is that probably when you get the emails from Laura with the recording? If you're interested, reach out. We'd love to talk to you about being a volunteer. It can be on your time, however much time you have, and we'd love to get to know you better that way. And a big thanks once again to Laura Summers. She's our community outreach and engagement manager that makes all this happen. And Laura, thank you. Fantastic job. The Sheridan, you've been great hosts. Again, we'll be back in Ann Arbor soon, and we hope to see you again. Thanks so much for coming. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.